All right, back again. Well, it's been a while since I actually recorded a video. It's also been, I think, a week since I posted anything. Kind of had to put everything on pause for a while and focus on just one specific project for a bit there. So I'm back to the usual routine now. And it was kind of nice not having to film anything for the last couple of weeks. That is always the worst part of every video, especially if it's not like a reaction, if it's just one of these kind of rambling, talky videos. Because it's like, oh God, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? And working on the Jazz Weirdos Redux series was pretty cool because, it was one long recording session that I chopped up into 4 separate episodes, which means I just had to do some editing, which is the easier part, the more time-consuming part, but definitely easier. But yeah, I'll have posted the last episode of that by the time you see this. So, time to film some regular videos again. And one of the things I just kind of have been thinking about is sort of the setup that I have. The audio, it's not great because I've just been recording it straight from my phone camera. And I feel like it's unfortunate that my biggest video up until now, which was the original Jazz Weirdos video, the Berkeley Faculty Jam reaction video, it's a shame that the audio on that is so bad. There was even a comment noting it. And it's because I'm recording in this shitty little apartment. So my kitchen is like right over there. And my fridge has this tendency to make a lot of noise. But what I did notice is that I don't seem to pick up that noise on the podcast. Because on the podcast, I use this microphone. I'm not recording audio from my phone camera, So I guess that's something I should be doing on these videos too. Just wish I'd thought of that before I did my big video, because I don't know if I'm ever going to get a chance like that again. That was just like a really good idea that I had, and it paid off. But yeah, look, we'll see by the time I edit this video and post it if the audio is as noticeably better as I expect it to be. But the irony is that right now the fridge is more quiet than it's ever been, so it won't be an accurate comparison. But yeah, so today is kind of just like a bit of a test video to see how using this mic will affect it. I hadn't really thought of much to do or say. So I've decided that what I'm going to do is just go through a bit of a rig rundown, just like a little tour of my gear that I'm currently using. So let's start with everything that I can show you from seated. First off, actually something I don't really use anymore that you see in every video is this Vox. I think it's a VT 50 plus, 40 plus. It's like a Valvetronics. It simulates the tube amplifier, and it's like a 50 or 40 watt amp that you can crank up beyond that. Let me just take a look at the top controls and I'll tell you what it is. So yeah, it's called the VT40 Plus. So it's marketed as a 40 watt amplifier that you can crank up to 60 watts, right? Because you can control the wattage. It's got this knob. But I don't know if that just means it's actually a 60 watt. I don't fully understand the engineering of this whole thing. But yeah, it served me really well back when I was in university and I was playing in a band that was gigging once a month. It did a really good job. It has a bunch of built-in effects like your delays, chorus, all those kinds of things. But I never got the foot pedal that you can buy to control those effects. For example, we had a song where I used the delay, and it's got a tap tempo button on top of that. There's a bunch of like dials, and maybe I should show that. Right, so as you can see, it's got like a bunch of dials and buttons and whatever, for EQ, for effects. Like I said, the volume, the wattage, gain, it's all there. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that right now. Maybe one day I'll do a review of this amp. I do really like it, and I haven't switched it on in years, to be honest. Since I moved to the city and I'm no longer in a band that performs live, unfortunately I don't really have the opportunity to use it. All the guitar playing that I do, comes through these guys, which I suppose takes us on to the next item on the list. So this is the effects pedal that I'm using. This is the Zoom G5. It's pretty cool. It is a multi-effects pedal, as you could probably have guessed by looking at it. It's got built-in looper, tuner, and a bunch of preset patches. The looper and all that, it's also got like a built-in little drum machine that you can jam along to with some basic, like, it's got like a rock loop, a blues loop, a metal loop, an R&B loop. Pretty fun. Nice for like working on just like improv stuff. Then, I should also say it's got this expression pedal, which is pretty cool. Check. So most expression pedals, that's pretty much it, right? You use that for your wah, for your volume swells, for your pitch shifter, right? But this one has a second axis, which is really awesome. You get certain effects where it'll be like you move the pedal up and down, and it will change like some parameter of your chorus effect maybe. But then when you turn it left and right, it starts to alter maybe, I don't know, your delay or something like that. So you can control multiple parameters with your expression pedal, and you can, like, look, it's not just like, right, it's not as stiff as that. It's got like pretty good degree of freedom in its movement. I really enjoy that. And then, it's also got tube booster which I guess simulates a tube like preamp or something like that that you can turn on and off. And then, you know, you can chain up like a whole bunch. It's got 4 screens on it, but you can chain like, I think you can chain 8 effects per patch, which is really cool. Really, really cool. Again, I can maybe do a more detailed breakdown. There's a lot to go into with this unit. I could do a more detailed breakdown of that in another video maybe. But I will say I've only recently like learned how to use it properly, which was fine when I was playing through the amp, because I didn't know what I was doing in terms of amp simulation on here. So when I switched from playing live sets to recording on my laptop, the guitar tone, you know, took like a nosedive because it was like there's no amp modeling, so it's just like this weak, shitty tone. And I just a couple of months ago realized I should be running it through some amp sims. But yeah, that's the effects panel that I use. Let's move on to guitars. This here, nothing fancy. It's just your Ibanez Gio, your Ibanez Gio. It's a nice little guitar. It's like an entry-level Ibanez. Not much to really say about it. It's not actually mine. This belongs to Rob, the bass player slash synth player slash producer in Elephant Apostle, my band. That was our first album, Elephant Apostle. Yeah, when he moved to Europe, he left this with me, and it's basically been on every song that we've released that has guitar on it. Then we've got this one over here. This is actually mine. I bought this one from the drummer in our old band. So me and Rob, I played guitar and he played bass in a band called the Unhepcats back in university. And our drummer had this guitar. At the time, I was playing an old vintage Fender that belonged to my cousin's boyfriend. But, you know, eventually I needed to get my own guitar. So when he was looking to sell, I bought this from him because I really like it. I think it looks great. I had to look up what it was because I didn't know. It is the Epiphone Sheraton. I think it's Epiphone Sheraton 2, if I'm not mistaken. It's the one that's got they call it like Tree of Life or something like that on the headstock. Yeah, I like it. You don't see this one as much in my videos because I keep this one tuned to open tunings, right? Don't know if it's in tune right now. Not quite. Which I mean, I love playing in open tunings, but I tend to play slide guitar in open tunings, and the strings are just way too close to the fretboard, right? So I need someone to raise the action for me, make it more slide friendly, and then you'll start seeing a lot more of this again. This one I did use in the video that we made for my sister's band, Edie and the Elephants, which was her on vocals and me and Rob handling instrumentals. I used this in our cover of Black Sabbath's Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, which is also on YouTube. Yeah, nothing else to say about this one. Okay, now we have to switch over to handheld mode. So I'm going to try my best with the camera in one hand and the mic in the other to take you over to the other side where everything that I don't really want to lift off the table, to show you where those are. So here we go. Alright, so the first thing we've got is this here. This is my audio interface. I recently switched over from an old Behringer Xenix something mixer, which was quite shite, to be honest. It did the job, but not very well. Right, this is the Focusrite 4i4. So 2 inputs on the front, as well as 2 inputs and 4 outputs on the back. Next up, we've got the Akai MPD 232. This is my drum machine. This I haven't used in a while. I've kind of switched over to just clicking and typing drum patterns in the DAW software, But it's cool. It's got pads, it's got a sequencer, it's got faders, it's got knobs, it's got buttons. Very cool, very cool, very cool. This one over here, this is the Chaos Pad. This one I'd actually be very interested to do a video on because I don't know anything about this. I've actually never used it. This I got from Rob as well when he left for Europe. He bequeathed this to me. It's very cool. It's got some kind of like touchpad thing and a bunch of knobs and levers and dials and buttons. Just got to figure out how to set it up and how to use it. And then there'll be a video on this. Next is another one I inherited from Rob. This is the Graphite 25. Nice little keyboard MIDI controller. This one gets a lot more use than the previous two. I do like to play keyboards. You guys have heard me play some synth and kind of stuff on a couple. If you've listened to any Elephant Apostle, you'll have heard that. Yeah, not much to really say about this one. It's pretty basic. Then this monster over here, the Akai APC 40. This is another drum machine, another one I got from Rob. This one I've never tried out as well, but it's got a lot of faders, a lot of buttons, a lot of drum pads. Yeah, it's probably sick. So I'll definitely be trying this one out and making a video on this one too. Then over here, I actually have made a video about this one. This is the Numark Party Mix 2, I believe. Or maybe it's the Party Mix 1, I don't remember. This is a MIDI turntable I bought recently. I haven't, to be honest, practiced much. I'm really bad at playing this at the moment. Still getting used to the software and figuring out how to route it into Ableton so that I can record it live. Blah 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 blah. It's new. I'm still learning. So you'll probably see some videos about that going into the future. Right. So that's that. That's basically all the gear I have. And I didn't realize until now, but more than 50% of the studio was was given to me by Rob. So yeah, thanks, dude. I really appreciate you handing over that equipment to me. You could have sold it off to make a buck, but you handed it over to me for free, which is sick. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to talk about. Other than the microphone I'm currently speaking into right now, which is the Shure SM58. I don't need to show you guys that. Everyone knows what that is. I've also got this. This is also a Shure microphone. I never know the model of this. It's called the 520DX, right? Anyone who knows this microphone doesn't call it that. We call this the Green Bullet. This is a really, really awesome mic. It's got a little volume control over here. This is meant for playing harmonica, right? A lot of, well, maybe not a lot, but it's a pretty popular mic also for recording vocals. It gives you that kind of like old school mic, or old broken up radio kind of sound, or TV broadcast sound from back in the day. It's cool. It's a really cool little mic, but it is meant for playing harmonica, right? It's got this perfect shape for, oh, that's backwards. No, that's right. What am I saying? It's got the perfect shape to hold your harmonica just like that. So you get it basically like right up against there when you And while I'm at it, should mention harmonica, 10-hole diatonic. It is the Hohner Blues Harp MS. It's a nice little harp. It's a bit old and hasn't been played for a good couple of years until I broke it out again recently. Yeah, I used to have, this one is in A, I believe. This must be an A because I use it to play blues in E. Yeah. This is an A harp. I used to have like another one in G. I've got some like chromatic, not the button one, but a long, like, no, it's not chromatic. I think it's pentatonic with like double holes and stuff. Yeah, those I don't really play as much. But the G one is busted up. The plates are broken. So that's actually the next thing I'd like to expand, is my collection of harps. I'd like to replace this one, get a fresh, because A is it's like bread and butter harp, for blues in E. And then maybe get 2 other keys, maybe a chromatic. I'll think about it. But yeah, that's it. That's all my gear. That's what I'm working with. I showed you mine. Please respond. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you want to see reviews of any of these items, demonstrations, whatever, I'd be happy to do that. I'll probably do it anyway, but let me know if you want to see that. Might help me decide which one to do first, Might also show you guys my record collection. I've got some vinyls back here. As you can see over here, I've got Beat. Yeah. I've got Beat by King Crimson, and I've got Birds of Fire by the Mahavishnu Orchestra. I might make a video talking about this crate of records I've got behind me. That might be a nice one for another day. But yeah, this is actually a much longer video than I was planning it to be. Already filming for like almost 40 minutes. So I'll just end it there. Peace.